You're listening to the We Are Libertarians Network. Learn more at wearelibertarians.com.
Hog of Liberty podcast. This is episode number 267 of Central's favorite podcast. What a room we have. It's me, Jeremiah, executive video audio producer. My rock, Zach Burcham, is here. Dakota Davis is on assignment somewhere very south. We have a WAL Network mashup today. It's going to be Dear Leader Chris Spangle. It's going to be Mr. Brian Nichols of the Brian Nichols Show and of the other side of that door over yonder. And in a very last minute edition, we have a founding. I don't know how many months did you do before you got let go of WAL, Aaron?
He only did like one. Let go. He only did like one episode. You stopped getting invited because you talked a lot.
We have Aaron Ewert in this. Is this your Boss Hog debut?
No, this is.
You've been here before.
Serious?
Well, I don't know. You asked me for the studio address, so I wasn't sure.
Well, first one at this studio.
It's been a minute then.
I was at the.
We've been here since 2018. And the current year is 2022.
I was at Dakota's old house.
Oh, okay.
For a couple episodes.
Aaron was on WAL 2 times.
One of them happened to be my first episode I did with you guys.
But you're Tad's cousin.
I was on Jeff Vibbert's podcast a lot. Okay?
Yes, you were on that a lot.
You were on the episode.
I was on Chick McGee's podcast.
I was going to say you were on the episode that they illegally recorded in the B&T studios.
Remember Tad Talks was a thing?
the spooky episode.
Tad Talk was ahead of its time. If Tad Talk was still going on right now,
it would be top of iTunes.
He'd be bigger than Owen Benjamin, Gavin McInnes, and Ben Shapiro all put together.
So this is where
just talking about Plainfield shit.
This is where
did that bridge ever get finished?
Yeah, we got to put back together.
Jeremiah was a part of that.
I was very much involved in the resupply. I got to build that bridge twice because a shredder took out 4 beam lines. All right, this is where Dakota normally says something to the effect of, "We're going to have a great show. We're going to talk about stuff." I came up with a phony baloney set of show notes because I knew Aaron was going to show up and crack in. So we'll see what happens. But it's probably going to be a lot of old WAL reminiscing. Spangle and Brian both met Spike Cohen over the weekend. I'm excited to hear about that. Spangle hates Aldi. We're probably going to have to talk about that.
I don't get that. I really don't.
Because you have no taste.
That's fair.
We'll see what happens after that. This is very much the most unprogrammed show we've had in a generation. This show is about our lives in rural Indiana. We're here to push your boundaries and make you think as individuals. Sometimes we'll provoke you. Other times we'll make you laugh. But hopefully you'll always learn something new.
Bless you.
We just did about 20 minutes on Patreon, which is the bonus content you get if you join, if you want to support this show, at any level. It's a name your own price, just like Priceline. I'm pretty sure that last week Dakota called it progressive. I don't think he understands the difference between progressive insurance and Priceline.com.
What a boomer.
But I let it go. Got to say thanks to our 1.0 fan, Christy Avery, who's watching while walking the dog up in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Anthony Meyer.
Hey, Chrissy.
I know he's already in the chat. Thank you, Anthony, for being a part of it. And John Phillips, Andy Moore, Buick GMC. John has had a hellacious week, month. His daughter Morgan's out of the hospital. John got T-boned last week.
Oh, my.
And was fine. He came to Fourth Friday. Fourth Friday down here on the square. And got to see him, checked him out. No bruises apparent. He looked okay.
Thorough examination.
The next morning, Saturday, he was trying to hook me up with a sweet new GMC. So he never quits, and we love him for that. If you need some merch, jump on the website. There's a merch link there. There's mugs, there's shirts, there's whatever. Zach will put it in the Facebook Live notes there if you're watching. And I'm going to let Spangle do this one because he's the epic salesman, and I think this is a network-wide promotion.
Yes, I'm the salesman on this show. This episode is brought to you by Iconic Insurance. 15% of Americans are left to find health insurance on their own. You might feel overwhelmed, lost, or frustrated, and if that's you, feel in control of your health with Matt Allen's help. Visit iconic-insurance.com/libertarians to get started.
That was very professional. Only one mistake.
I know.
And normally I'll do a little fluff in there, and I'll be like, "Hey, everybody! If you're a Boss Hog listener, you're probably self-employed, maybe a farmer, tractor driver,
Very good,
professional grain hauler." Well,
the thing about Matt is a longtime We Are Libertarians listener. He's a really cool guy. Really understands like our audiences, and he's a great insurance guy. He's like super nerdy about it. I helped him set up a podcast called "What in the Health Insurance." Which is a fun, yeah,
that's so good.
And Matt like talks about like Dakota's nerdy about like Game of Thrones. You have like your thing with like racing, yeah, and his is insurance. So he just is really into it. And we sat down with him and my wife sat down because I have insurance through work, and we kind of looked through what it would cost me. Dakota's right about these. They don't. The mic flags don't work with the new setup, but
having no issues.
You got it on the bottom.
This is the crucial part of the sell, Jeremiah. Okay, let me teach you a little bit about sales.
Oh yes, please.
I'm sitting here with 3 salespeople who do that for a living.
Dear leader.
Matt saved my wife half on her monthly cost for insurance with better coverage.
That's
so
spectacular.
3 different products that were going to give her better insurance. So. Yeah, he's a really great guy, and definitely check out Matt Allen. Love you, Matt.
Does he sell Mike Flag insurance? Because we're going to need it.
You should. It's not working out well.
So I know. Where did you go? You went to Plainfield.
Yeah.
You're not a spark plug. What are you people? Quakers?
The Fighting Quakers.
The Fighting Quakers. Yes.
Which is not
that is very Spiceland.
Yeah, it's called an oxymoron, folks.
That is very Spiceland of you.
Did
they teach the Quakers about gravity? Because you've got the mic flag below the thing that would hold it up.
I moved it.
If you disassemble it and put it between point A and B, it's going to work just fine.
Not all of us were homeschooled so well like you.
Listen, I've got 2 college degrees after I dropped out of Blue River after the 6th grade.
Did you drop out of school, to take care of goats?
Yeah. They weren't going to take care of themselves. They'll die without intervention.
Do Quakers fight fire with fiber, like oats? That's the first thing I think of when I think of Quakers.
Leave the comedy to us.
We are a bastion. Indiana, for those that are listening across the nation, across WAL Nation, Indiana is a bastion of Quakerdom.
Yes.
Burcham College, where Mark Brim was, he was, now 1 year departed Mark Brim. He's not dead. He just lives in Garrettson, South Dakota. He was the IT guy for years at Earlham. Spiceland, Indiana is a Quaker community. We have Friends churches everywhere.
Many of the people who settled here in Indiana early on were from Guilford Township, North Carolina, and they were horrified by slavery, so they moved to Indiana. That's why Plainfield is in Guilford Township. It's after them.
Is that why Miss Pat lives there?
Yes. Miss Pat was there because they had the best school systems, which is also part of the Quaker heritage. But the Quakers founded that town, and that's where the national meeting place. So every year of the denomination, they had so it was the National Road. And Martin Van Buren, the roads were really terrible. The National Road specifically was really terrible. So the people of Plainfield purposely threw him out of his carriage, and he hit his head on an elm tree there in Plainfield.
Non-violent
Indiana.
people they are.
Yes, they wanted him to learn his lesson about how bad their roads were, and he was almost killed by the people of Plainfield. So while it is Quakers, but yeah, this is like where the Underground Railroad Grand Central was. Like Levi Coffin's house out here was really a big deal. He saved like 2,500 people. So. All right.
Why are you turning the channel? 24-0 isn't
because Purdue's also on.
Okay. Listen, we don't want Hunter getting a big head.
That was so interesting, Aaron, that everyone turned to the television.
Everybody
to see what else was
Jeremiah
on.
going to do? No, honestly, I was trying to remember. This is where my head went. I know the Levi Coffin house is nearby, and I know it's in Wayne County, but I wasn't sure if it was in Centerville. I don't think it's in Cambridge City. Is it in Centerville, Zach?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, me either.
I mean,
he was a legit hero. Like the thing about the North is like nobody here was.
It's in Fountain City.
In 1851, they amend the Constitution of Indiana to not allow blacks to settle in Indiana, In 1864, Indiana sends the second most troops of any state to go fight in the Civil War. Like, it's a very, like, I don't know.
Due to a convenient bankruptcy, we had to rewrite the Constitution.
Yeah. The original Not My Backyard people.
Yes.
That's what it's the original NIMBYs.
Yeah, we want them to be free, but not here. Yeah. So, but
we have a long culture of NIMBYism.
Yes.
Indiana went bankrupt. I know we have things planned, but Indiana went bankrupt the very first time because people spent too much money on groceries. Because Indiana went bankrupt the very first time. Thank you, dear. Because we thought that we basically tried to build the monorail. We built canals.
It was canals,
and we tried to build canals all through the state of Indiana,
to be honest.
And they ran out of money, and it was over.
Is that why there's all the canals in Indianapolis?
Yes.
Yes. So
yes. The Indianapolis Canal is a failed interstate.
So in 1821,
Monorail.
they're looking for a place to put the new capital because it was down by the south part of the state where everybody kind of had congregated. And so they wanted it to be like halfway and in the middle of the state, but Indianapolis kind of was a terrible spot. It's very swampy.
It's the largest city without a navigable waterway in the country.
So they sold it as the White River will be navigable. Well, it's not.
It's a fun word, navigable.
And there's actually something going on right now with Marion County where they want to like increase the navigability of the White River for shipping, and we're like, I've seen this before.
Why is this word so funny to me?
There's sections
the navigability,
there's sections where the canal is literally above the river. It's directly adjacent to the river. Yeah.
So it was just like it's very thick forest here in Indiana. So they built these canals from 1820 to 1855. It was just canals to connect it to get all the goods over to like New York. And
we do want to thank
Louisiana.
everybody for tuning into Canal Talk on the WAL Network. Bankruptcy.
It's not the most
people.
boring. So, but they spent too much money and they bankrupted the state, and then they had to rewrite the Constitution, and that's why the state of Indiana is not allowed to have any debt, is because of that moment. But then the railroads came, and it became the crossroads of America.
And all is well. So, what have you guys been up to?
Learning about Indiana history.
Obviously, this is what
learning about Indiana.
This is his new superpower. So, dear leader, give us the state of the network. How many shows do we have? What do we, other than Brian and I, which obviously are two of the very best? What's? Hey, if you won't brag on yourself, Aaron sure as hell won't.
Don't brag on yourself, Brian. It's not.
Hey,
no braggadocious.
I'll nickel and dime you to death.
I know. You fixed my mom's foundation.
It looks good.
It does. He got in my mom's crawl space.
You looked underneath your.
I fixed your moisture issues.
Nobody, like you're a rebar salesman to the government. You don't rip off the taxpayers nearly as much as the foundation people.
Listen. I don't
We don't
sell
rip off
directly.
taxpayers.
I very rarely sell directly to
rip off
government agencies. They're the owner. I sell to contractors.
I've just slandered both of you.
I'm just waiting over here patiently for my turn.
Tech is all fake.
Yeah, that's fair.
No, the network's going well. I mean, we are like
Spangle thinks that Brian commits mail fraud. He just hasn't figured out how.
He's got these tubes going into his office that he's.
All he has is a computer and a cell phone, and we don't understand how any of this
When
works.
we walk in, he looks busy. We don't know what he's doing.
Nobody comes in, nobody goes out, but he's driving a car that looks like it's fancy. Drug dealer. By mail.
I'm not a drug dealer. Let's just nip that in the bud.
What's in that little pen?
I heard about Chris Galt's experience.
Yeah, right.
I'm not a drug dealer.
Yeah, the state of the network is sad because Chris Galt is moving to Michigan.
Yeah, it is sad.
Chose weed over us. Yeah, we've got.
I will see him just as much. I'll see him every Indy 500. I'll see him in Ohio every summer.
Right.
So, okay. Over under, is he ever coming back?
Yes.
Is this a 3-year deal? How many years?
Galt can't keep a job.
How many years is he going to be gone?
Galt is a misfit. I have fired him 5 times from this network.
So you think he's back by Easter?
I think it'll be a little longer than that, but how many times has he almost gotten fired?
Okay. Is he back
this
before?
Year?
Is he back before or after the Biden administration is over?
What? So we still have 2 years left. He is back.
I mean, it may be 6 years.
He is back before.
Don't do that.
He's back before Trump's reelection.
Okay. Side bet. Creighton moves back from New York. He's here at the same time as Galt, and they get in a fight
in the canal in Indianapolis.
The day after he shoves him in the canal.
Better chance of that happening than Biden getting reelected.
Okay. I got 5 on it.
All right. I think it's at least 4 years. And I think he finds a lady and never comes home.
Is this a new? Is this
the lady would be a game changer?
That's it. Yeah.
Hey,
it would be a
also
game
side
changer.
bet. We have an
but
office
also
in
would
Livonia.
be us going to the moon again. So then
What's the
not
side
looking-
bet?
Side bet. We also have he gets fired, but then he works for Groundworks up in Livonia.
I was going to say, are you going to hire him? Can you?
I can't work with him,
He
but
can
I'll
fit in
get him
crawl
hired
spaces.
for someone else.
He can work. He's a salesman now, and he can fit in crawl spaces. I think
He's Detroit's problem now.
he's got to work south of 8 Mile just because he's trouble.
But to answer your question about the Weird Libertarians Network, it is it's going well. Like we have the Brian Nichols Show, which is a great program. We've got Boss Hog of Liberty, which is a very good program. I've got Liberty Explained, History of Modern Politics, the Chris Spangle Show.
Are these
Those are all going
weekly
well?
shows?
No.
How often are we hearing from some of these folks?
Well, from you guys very regularly. I mean, you're not doing 7 a week at
5.
this point. 5.
Yeah.
Brian's insane.
Remzo's going down to 1 with On the Run. Trisha's doing a probably about 2 a month right now.
Yeah.
With Gingerarchy. We've got Enemy of My Enemy. That's weekly. Thank you. I'm putting out anywhere from
I need to make sure Dear Leader looks good on camera.
1 to 3 shows a week myself, depending on my schedule. So I think this year I've put out more podcasts than I've ever put out in my life. But it doesn't feel like work. It's been different. We're actually going to, and I'll announce this publicly here for the first time. I told our patrons today, we're bringing back We Are Libertarians. So we're going to
We're going to shoot the Chris Spangle Show right in the head.
No, that's staying, and we're keeping exactly like we are.
Wait, you stopped?
He doesn't listen. So I changed the name to the Chris Spangle Show because I wanted to like add other things to the feed and had different interests.
It is now after 8 o'clock. You can say whatever you need to say.
We're not changing the name. The Chris Spangle Show is going to stay the same. We're just going to build a studio and get together again in person. Because we just sort of like, we've been doing it on Zoom and it's just not the same. It's not like the fun that you guys have here.
You're already having more fun than you ever have on your show on Zoom, aren't you?
Yeah, but you
Tell me
only
how
have
much fun
so
you're having
much fun
tonight.
on Zoom.
Oh, I'm having a blast.
Right.
COVID ruined it.
So Harry has helped us set up a studio. He's got a lot of houses, so we're going to build a studio and just kind of bring back a hang, get together one night or on Saturdays and a couple times a month do a show. But the Chris Spangle Show will keep going on. But yeah, so that'll be fun because like coming over to my house, even though like you'd come over what, every quarter?
Yeah, every so often.
Yeah.
Whenever I wasn't invited, I'd make sure I come by.
Right. You never got to come to the apartments.
I saw lots of pictures of it though.
Yes, and it was always fun. And then it just kind of got difficult to do it in person because I started dating Reagan and she had a little kid and but the reality is
Life happens.
Yeah, I mean, thing about podcasting, especially when you've done a podcast for like 10 years, is your life changes, grows and adjusts and is different. And having Reagan and Squish in my life it just like I can't really have people over
You
to my
can say
house.
her name.
I'd rather not.
Alabama,
right. And so Harry and Jason Doolittle, one of our great patrons, has helped basically buy the furniture, and so we're going to have a kind of set up, and it'll be the Doolittle Studios.
That's spectacular.
Where we will do
awesome.
little. So that's the big news is, but I don't know about the libertarian movement at large. I think all of us kind of look around and go talking about, and this is kind of a movement wide thing, like sitting around talking about like dead philosophers had its place when you're kind of early into podcasting, but there's so many serious things going on that I talk a lot more about current events and some of that stuff.
We try to look at it through a lens of liberty and try to figure out, okay, does this make sense? Does it not? And ultimately, around here, we always get to, it's a great idea, but eventually guys with guns have to defend it.
But I think overall, all the different shows don't do like shows for libertarians. Like you do a lot of sales and messaging. Remzo does a lot of financial stuff, some travel stuff. I do a lot of like nonprofits and talking about like how we can actually help each other out. You guys talk local content. So it's not like explicitly I think we've all gotten to a place after a few years of going, not only were a little personally bored with politics and not necessarily, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but yeah, like you can spread the libertarian message and these values of like personal responsibility and fiscal restraint and, openness without like just coming up and saying, I'm going to change your personal beliefs today. You know, you can do it through other means. I'm going to be doing a lot more history stuff. But
like Canal Talk.
But I think there's like great stories.
That actually is. So your canal story is exactly what I talk about with fishing licenses, right?
Yeah.
I always come back to the same thing there. And there's a lesson to be learned about the tragedy of commons with fishing licenses. There's a lesson to be learned with the canals and what happened with overspending and destroying the economy.
So the Marion County government is set up, and the first thing that they do is place price controls, taxes, and like all kinds of different limits. So it's just like from the beginning, it's all been messed up. But yeah, I don't know. Like the whole, it is weird because you've been a libertarian podcaster. You've never really been a libertarian podcaster, but Brian, like you've podcasted around libertarianism for a long time. I don't know. There seems to be like a different feeling amongst everybody, or it's just sort of like, I don't know, the things are more extreme. Mm-hmm. Like we used to be the right wing libertarians. Mm-hmm. Now we're like the moderate libertarians, like as a network, which is really odd to me. Like
last week, Sean Rao was here and he said there are no actual moderates anymore. And Dakota's like, I think I'm an exact moderate at this point.
Yeah.
Just completely like he feels like he has no home with Democrats, no home with Republicans.
So what's on my dating profiles? Moderate. That no one can be mad at me for that. Like I'm opening up the full gamut.
You can find anybody.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
I don't know. It's like a weird political environment. It's not even just like a libertarian thing. I think if you're a Republican, all the people that I was in the Republican Party with just sort of feel alienated by politics and don't understand where their party's at and what's going on. And
everybody's just tired of the politics.
Yeah.
Like, and I think I saw this too with like, when you look at anything from a culture standpoint, it's like politics started to permeate into everything.
Yeah.
And it just never turned off. And now I don't want to just talk about politics. Like now I want to talk about solutions. Yeah. That's what matters at the end of the day. Cause like I'm tired. I'm tired of just talking about why we're right and trying to good idea people to death. And it doesn't work. It never has worked.
So some of what we do on this show is we talk about how to survive the world that we're in.
And I think we've with Jeremiah.
And we've all accepted that we're in a bit of a recession.
Yeah.
So household budgets have had to make cutbacks. I had a bit of a shortfall this week, and I asked Spangle for $7 so that I could buy some good cereal, and he turned me down.
Yeah, I didn't have it.
You put your Venmo request out and said, "Hey,
dude,
send me money so I can get good cereal for my little child."
As a child that grew up on only being able to eat Captain Vitamin every goddamn morning,
Vitamin?
That's what my mom gave me. She thought it was healthy. This shit was like pure sugar from Aldi's. Honestly, fuck Aldi's. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm on team fuck Aldi's.
And I don't know what's happening here, but I'm not participating.
So my wonderful wife, Sarah, has acquired what she says are almost all gluten-free items.
Sure.
From the Aldi.
I know those aren't.
And we're going to try some items. These are from Clancy's, which also has a fine car wash here in town. There is a cookie butter, naturally flavored dessert hummus.
Oh, you're trying to kill me, right?
Why would you make hummus?
You know I'm allergic.
Wait, how does that work?
What is
I'm allergic to
sweetly spiced dessert hummus, reminiscent of classic. I can't even
pronounce
it. Is so poorly lit in here.
Jeremy, yeah, it's the lighting.
Just of a Pizza King. He's like, Sarah, you know I can't read that here.
Hold it up further.
Get reading glasses, you old man.
Classic cookies. There's a word in there that I cannot read. I'm not smart enough.
I'm allergic to hummus and poor people food. So
it's speculous. Yeah, no, that's not you. It's like speculous. It's a made up word.
It's German.
There are some chickpeas, sugar, tahini.
There are some Chakur dark chocolate covered almonds.
Oh, I'll give me those. I'll dig right in.
Brian's in with those.
You have to understand why I hate Aldi so much.
Because Brian just continues to keep bringing things in. There are coconut cashew crisps. This is like a gift box from the Germans, and because of Spangle's hatred for this grocery store.
Aldi's. So I grew up privileged in Plainfield. We had the 6th largest house in Hendricks County.
This is before you were a broken home child?
Yes. So before my parents were separated, we did very well. And we had name brand everything.
How many Cadillacs were in the Spangle yard growing up?
My parents had 5 cars. They had, before they divorced, they had 5 cars. They had a condo, an oceanfront condo in St. Augustine and a Lake Monroe condo. And then when they split up, we became a very poor household.
You had 2 different childhoods.
Right.
What did we learn there?
I have learned none of the lessons, but I myself have been divorced and took out too much money in my 20s. But no, thank you. So in my 20s, I was very poor. And Jerry, you witnessed it. You saw me working those toilets, cleaning toilets as a janitor, making $200 a week, $250 a week as a radio guy.
You and I were going to hang out. And I would legitimately go with you to the Indianapolis post office to go clean toilets after hours because the LP was unable to pay you enough money in your professional gig to afford shampoo.
And I was married. I was married to a woman who took me to Aldi's for the first time, and I have to tell you that being the only food that I could afford was a real kick in the gut, because you want turkey, you want lunch meat turkey, right? And instead of like delicious Costco or Whole Foods natural organic turkey, you get the knockoff Buddings turkey, which is like rubbery and compressed from the lips and assholes of the turkeys. It's not real food.
Probably not turkeys.
It's not turkeys. It's turkey flavored mystery meat. You know, and that's so much like, so people who think that they're eating, and one time she microwaved this turkey bacon, the natural and fit or whatever. What is it? Fit and natural.
Gross. It's what it is.
Yeah.
Turkey bacon's gross.
What is their brand that is supposedly healthy? What's it called?
Clancy's?
Fit and nasty? I don't know.
Simple Nature?
No, it's something else. Fit and active.
I'm going to need to see a turkey pig before I eat that shit.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like people, you get bamboozled because you show up and you go, all right, well, I'll just, like, what can you really, 69-cent can of beans and some fake rice.
Loaded bacon cheddar potato chips.
What?
Like, the problem with this kind of stuff is they have to save money somewhere.
It's on the branding.
It's all just like cheap and doesn't taste right.
There are certain products at the Aldi that I won't do. And
the Aldi?
At the Aldi. You either go to the Kroger's or eat at the Aldi.
Isn't that so
Chris's
gross?
face.
It's like
He has a disdain for all these.
I am a...
And that wasn't even a joke. Like, that was genuinely just like grossed out by that.
I am a deli counter meat connoisseur as well.
Right.
Like you.
Boar's Head.
I'm very much into the Boar's Head. I have a small policy in our house that we don't buy the even at Kroger, we generally don't buy the prepackaged like meats.
No, it's not good, is it?
I'm good.
But the hummus, the dairy products, the pretzels are very good.
Okay, there's some things like
there are certain items that we get
jars
every
of
week.
Cashews or the cans of green beans. That's the same as you're going to get as the Meijer generic brand, right? Or even some of the regular stuff, right? Their cheese is fine. Like a package of Colby
Aaron's the worst possible guest for this because he's allergic to everything.
Every
Like,
nut.
I'm
you really?
I'm allergic to poor people food.
Like, I make a living. I can shop at Whole
Let's
Foods
see.
if I want. I don't have to go eat like. Ugh.
Coconut cashew
See,
crisps.
look, it broke as I'm trying to dip it.
I've never heard of a coconut.
Oh, I
cashew
forgot about
crisp
that stuff.
before in my
I'll try
life.
that too.
Yeah, I'm allergic to cottonseed oil and soy protein. So
My favorite
So,
thing
like, these cookies are good by their own.
for people listening to the
Try-
podcast, that we had a fun moment where I stuck the bag. It's hanging off the front of the table.
All right.
But the graphic on Facebook was covering up just the part that said Aldi. Like it was
you
just perfectly placed.
Don't eat it. It's so bad. It tastes like grainy.
it's
not
multiple flavors.
smooth.
Of like
It's like-
cardboard.
With the hummus. Hummus is
The
a strange
hummus
thing.
along with this, like whatever this is, the coconut crisp.
Hummus is good.
All right, it's not good.
I'm not a fan of the coconut crisp.
I've tried the hummus.
I don't
with
mind
the-
it.
Would the
Something
hummus
like-
be good?
By the way, this is like Patreon on steroids. Normally, Dakota and I try one product. Sarah dropped off like 7 different products.
She dropped out like a 7-pound bag of stuff, and I was trying to figure out how to distribute it. And I was just like, well, I'm just going to hand this out. And I snuck out to crack open some bags. But
see, like the potato chips have too much salt. These pretzel chips have no salt.
These pretzels are making me thirsty. Try a potato chip and a pretzel together and see if you can fix it.
I'm a big fan of these two together.
Are you kidding?
No. These are good.
It's so gritty.
It's really good. Yeah.
I don't get that. Which one's gritty?
The wafer is gritty, Tim.
It's just gritty. It tastes like your.
Sarah says hummus is always gritty.
I think this is like gluten-free stuff that
Jeremiah,
you're not. This is all I've eaten. Like
You can wash that down with
years.
some of Johnson County's best beer.
But like
Taxman Brewery deduction.
a pretzel slim that you're not going to mess that up. Like this isn't bad.
So then you should buy that at Aldi.
But why?
It's cheaper.
No, it's not. It's not cheaper because you go to 3 stores to get what you want.
You go across the street here.
yeah,
You
here
go
it's
to
across.
Aldi's,
It's
and then you go to Kroger to buy everything else.
They're literally next to each other.
Yeah,
They're across the street from each other.
So we
here.
go.
It's very
we'll buy
convenient.
our butter, our eggs, our milk, our pretzels. Apparently, canned food. So corn, frozen. They have like 15 ground beef. That's normally like I don't know $3 a pound. It's been a minute since I bought it, but it was usually significantly cheaper than the other folks
Salmon.
in town. Their salmon is good.
There's salmon there.
Yeah.
This is the cheapest chocolate coating on
They
it.
come from the same factory.
It
you
does
fool.
not.
I bet
It's just not good.
I bet that kind of stuff. Yeah, I bet that is a prime item that's white labeled.
I'm loving this.
Yeah.
This is so good.
Brian's like super happy over here in the corner.
This is a normal Saturday like Aldi find in my house.
Nah, man. This is not good.
And there's 2 different
I can't even eat
flavors.
that soy.
There's 2 different
What is
flavors
that?
of those things. There's one of them is like a pumpkin spice, and the other one I think is a caramel something.
There's pumpkin spice here.
Yeah,
I'm not
Benton's
eating that.
wafer rolls.
I'll take
salted
the salted
caramel.
caramel.
Do you say caramel or caramel now, Brian?
I think they're 2 different things. Caramel is the hard version. Caramel is the viscous.
Oh.
What's the town in Hamilton County?
Viscous.
What?
the town in
What's
Hamilton.
the town in Hamilton County with all the
Is that
ovals?
I feel like this is a trap.
Oh, well, there's
I've heard it pronounced only caramel.
Right.
okay,
So
and then
got it,
the
you got
community that's in Marin County, California,
Okay, this is good.
is Carmel.
The wafer rolls
They
are
pronounce
good.
it differently. Yeah, those are delightful. I didn't have the salted caramel. I had the pumpkin spice. The pumpkin spice ones are very good.
see, it's not that you don't like Aldi. You just don't like gluten-free things.
No. I don't like Aldi.
Because that wasn't that bad.
No.
You've liked like 3 items. there.
Buy bread at Aldi. Buy fruit at Aldi. It lasts you 3 days, and then you got to go buy more. And it comes
So don't get
pre-stale.
it there.
Yeah, it's probably because it's.
But
not,
then what's the point?
Their chocolates are phenomenal.
it's probably not loaded
Their
with
wine is
preservatives or
good.
something.
I know you don't drink a lot of wine in your house, at least on your side of the ledger.
It's just it's this myth that you are somehow saving money when you really have no taste because you don't know how to cook. Because if you knew how to cook, you would go and buy the proper ingredients to make a proper meal and not just like hodgepodge some junk food. Because most of this stuff is just junk food.
First of all, let's get rid of the quarter thing. I mean, you go to Aldi, you have to break a quarter. I haven't had a quarter since 1989. Like,
But it solves Chris's
they want
Don't you have
Heart
some,
conundrum.
Don't you have some personal responsibility, Aaron?
no. What I'll do is I'll find some poor unexpected like grandma, and I'll be like, "Let me unload your groceries." For you.
Why, thank you, young
then-
man.
yeah,
Would you
yes.
like me to buy you some alcohol?
No, actually, yes, just one
Hello, young-
bottle of wine, and I'll
young
take your
boy.
card. Let me have your card.
All right, I like the pretzel slims. But that's the only thing that
You
I
have a nice bicep.
They used to be bigger.
No, Aldi is highly overrated, and it has this cult because people think that they're saving money, and they're not. Because then you're going to Kroger and you're spending $50 more on junk you don't need because you were forced to go to another store.
When I was a child,
I'm
Aldi
convinced that this is delicious.
Aldi's nuts.
Aldi was for poor people.
I'm confused though.
It was very different in 1997 than it is in 20.
It was a,
100%.
It was a strange dystopian place to be when I was a kid.
I remember when it came to Ogdensburg, my mom was like, "We're not going there."
My grandfather, when it came to Messina, was like, "We'll buy our bananas there, but that's all."
Yeah,
They only have brown bags and they make you use the quarters. Like, yeah, no.
Well, just I remember the people that worked there, like, because they basically just have a cashier. That's the only person you see to interact with, and they would just take stuff and like scan it and just wing it into your cart as hard as possible. And you're like, it was just a very
I didn't want to eat my food or anything
strange
together.
place to be.
It's very awkward on the back counter when you're trying to bag your own stuff.
Like, you're almost ashamed.
Yeah.
Everybody else there.
Imagine your mom also paid with food stamps.
I was going to say, it was cash only or food stamps, but there were no credit cards at the time. I don't think they would take a check.
No,
This is back in the day when you had to rip the food stamps off.
Credit and debit cards, like in the last 5 to 10 years.
That's wild.
Aldi also required at a time, they required the employees to memorize the prices of things because they didn't have barcodes or computers for them yet. Every week you would basically
have to
remember the price. Yeah, you'd have to know the pricing every week to do it.
I'm just saying, like, most of you don't know what what tastes good. Like, you don't have.
Well, our marsh closed.
Maybe not,
so we
not
had
you
to
guys.
make some adjustments.
But like I think people who defend Aldi's genuinely don't know how to cook and don't know what tastes good. Like,
This'll do.
You're right. Like, what about quality or like putting together a nice meal as opposed to saving money? Like, I don't understand when people like their main metric for money. Like, maybe you have 10 kids to feed, then I get it.
Yeah.
But like, if
Listen,
me,
Chris, I'm going to retire a millionaire.
me and my wife,
and it's on the back of my wife shopping at Aldi. I'm convinced of it.
But it's not. If you went to Meijer and bought the same food, you'd
We can't go to Meijer. That's 40 miles away.
Yeah, our Meyer's 25 miles.
You're going to be a millionaire because your rent basically is $600. Like, and mine is $2,000. Like, that's why you're going to be richer than me. Not because you went and bought.
I live in a town with a very convenient Aldi.
They ripped out the bridge between us and Meijer. It's gone.
Why?
Oh, they're just redoing another bridge.
They're updating it.
Yeah.
They chose the wrong supplier for us.
Aaron,
product,
please,
so
you eat well. You're a man of many tastes.
Says the guy who walked in with 2 Bush lights.
Listen, Bush. This is the nectar of the gods. But yeah, I mean, Aldi's is trash. I grew up on it. I resent my parents for force feeding me Captain Vitamin in there.
And now that you've gone on to other pastures and you eat different things, you realize it's not good.
I can almost guarantee you I could make you a meal from Aldi and you could make your meal from whatever ingredients and you were to have like a blind taste test. I could almost guarantee my Aldi one would
But
hold
you're
up.
not going to find the ingredients that I'll make with at Aldi. That's the difference.
If we were to make a dish that I could find the same ingredients, I can almost guarantee I could.
Are we going to have a cook-off?
I think we should
have a cook-off.
I think we should.
We're going to have a cook-off?
Because I think you're overplaying the difference in the quality of ingredients.
No, the quality of ingredients is subpar.
I think you're a sucker for name brand.
No, these people are paying for subpar food, and they think that they're getting...
You know that if you buy the Ford Fusion and you buy the Lincoln version, it's the same damn car, right, buddy?
It's not the
I've
same
got a
food.
Lincoln.
It's not the same food. Like milk, yes. Beans, yes. But like...
the passion in his eyes now. We've reached the nerve.
We turned it on.
He is done with us now, Brian. Now
it is not.
I've got a
all the
Blackstone.
same food.
Jeremiah's got a Blackstone. We can have them both rolling right behind. Do a live podcast. Chris, you're cooking on one. Brian's on the other.
Like,
Different
why would your
ingredients.
parents even buy bananas there?
We invite our friends over for a taste test, like a Pepsi Coke taste off from the 90s. We see what happens.
You're going to tell me that
blind
those
taste test.
chips are the same quality as good chips, as a nice kettle chip?
That's the flavor of the.
like
but
a Frito-Lay.
that's comparing apples to oranges.
But that's the point. You're
But
forced
is there a
into
value
this choice.
conversation, Chris? Is there
No.
a value conversation? At any price, you'll pay any price for the best food.
Yeah.
You do 5-star dining every night.
I cook like it. I'm that good of a cook. Some are even saying the best.
Well, if you were that good of a cook, then you should be able to use any ingredient.
No. Good chefs use good ingredients. It starts with good ingredients.
I think you can do both.
Farm to table chicken.
When you build a house, you start
Tastes
with
better.
a good foundation.
That's right.
ladies and
Thank you.
gentlemen.
Did I not see a picture of Spangle's
If you build
daughter lined up in front of a row of boxes of absolute junk shit cereal this week?
I know.
Yes, because
She looked very sad.
She started with Millville cereal
He was like, ugh.
and looked at me and said, "Is this really Joe Biden's economy, Daddy?" And I said, "Yes." Mom had to pay all of her student loans, and so we could only afford Aldi cereal. And she was very sad, and some nice pat-down listener sent her $20 to buy on-brand cereal. So she got Fruit Loops, she got Lucky Charms, she wanted Apple Jacks over Reese's Puffs. I almost vetoed it, but I can't eat the cereal.
Honey grams are the shit.
Apple Jacks Reese's Puffs are way better than Apple Jacks.
Honey Grams.
You
man.
poor people don't know what I'm talking about.
Kirsty Avery's talking about.
Had me some Reese's Puffs. I know what Reese's Puffs be.
You have grocery store privilege, and Sarah is defending Aldi, saying that Meijer's twice as much. I don't know. I don't get to Meijer.
I've never been to a Meijer's.
I don't get to Meijer that often.
No.
Well, there's about to be a
here.
former congressman from that family. He replaced Justin Amash.
Oh, Peter Meijer. That's right.
Yeah, his family started the Meijer. Yeah.
No, you go to Costco and you buy your food at Costco. I'm telling people how to shop.
Costco's in Indy, though. That's 40 minutes away.
Yeah, we can't get there from here
Why
I
would you
have a
guys
car.
move here? That's your first mistake.
because we have Aldi. That's all we need.
I'm from Philly, dude.
And then what you can't get at Costco, you get at Fresh Time, which is the cheapest, lowest cost of the best grocery stores.
I bet they get the same stuff that Aldi gets, just different label.
Absolutely.
I just saw an interesting thing where Payless opened up like a boutique store
in France.
and yeah,
Yep.
and they
Yes.
invited all these influencers, and I forget it was a different name. And all these people, oh my gosh! And they marked everything up. Like $35 shoes were like $400, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, look at the quality! Look at these, look amazing. They're so well built. And like, you know, these are Payless shoes, right? And they had no idea. They walked into a place like you mentioned the bread going bad. It's probably because it's not loaded with preservatives like Wonder Bread is. It's probably why it goes bad
Aldi
quicker.
bread is nothing but preservatives. That's why it's cheap.
Well, okay, hold on. What if you were to go to Walmart and get the Italian loaf for $1?
I would never go to Walmart. I would go to Aldi's before I'd go to Walmart and shop for food. Walmart
I'll
is
give you that.
the worst.
We go to Walmart for stuff that comes.
We
in
have-
boxes.
As Miss Pat says, the fruit at Walmart looks like it's been in a domestic violence incident.
Maybe I did grow up poor. Wow.
No, you grew up in the North Country, Brian. Yeah.
Like
It's a
not-
different conversation.
Here's the deal.
Because growing up, you had probably a Big M, which is like an IGA.
No, so up in
And
the
maybe
North
a
Country,
Hannaford?
we had Price Chopper, we had PNC, we
Not a
had
fan
an
of grocery
Ames's, we had a Jubilee. Oh my God, I forgot about the
never
Jubilee.
heard
If you went to the big city, would you go to the Wegmans?
Oh, that's way
Service.
too far. That's way too far. Yeah, the biggest place we would go to would be like Sam's Club, and that was in Watertown. That was an hour away.
I haven't been to a grocery store in about 5 months.
Well, you went through a breakup and you've been on a lot
So
of dates.
I've got condiments and Busch Light. My kids are so sad.
Do you get your Busch Light at the gas station?
No, they're very happy. All they eat
Sorry, kids, we're having crow's nest wings again.
Crackers and mustard.
and mozzarella sticks again, Dad, from Arby's.
No,
Soy sauce packet.
when you got to Meijer is not twice as expensive. I grant you that there are some things that are from the same thing, like canned goods, milk, cheese. These are many of the same items, right? Your canned good at Meijer, your off-brand, is going to be about 79 to 99 cents.
What about your frozen vegetables? Like just buying a bag of broccoli for a quarter of the price.
Why would you ever buy frozen vegetables? You know how easy it is
last time I
to
got them
actually,
was when
like,
I got a
make-
vasectomy. It was 7 years ago. I used a frozen bag of peas, and I timed it so that I could watch March Madness.
Like that statement right there shows you don't know how to eat good food. Like
No, I never ate the peas.
I'm talking about
I'm allergic to peas.
like why would you get frozen vegetables when you for the same price can get a fresh broccoli that is going to taste so much better? You steam
Because-
it.
You know how spry Nona is?
Yeah.
She eats frozen vegetables, and I believe that's her secret to life. She's almost 80 years old.
She is spry.
Frozen vegetables are
She's good
flash
cereal, though.
frozen.
She does
so they're
not
still
go to Aldi's.
fresh. And you throw it in the microwave, and you microwave it, and you got fresh steamed veggies instantaneously. So what I can do is I can make myself a steak, purchase probably at L&K on a Friday night, grab some of those frozen vegetables out of the freezer in the camper that I've had out there waiting for me for a perfect moment, and there we go. I can have dinner on the table in 20 minutes with fine
I
frozen
think when you
vegetables.
freeze vegetables, all the nutrients leave.
They're also pale. That's my argument. I'm not saying like the
I think
frozen
I actually heard
vegetables
that
at all.
freezing them is better than canning them.
Yeah, much better.
Probably better than canning.
Retaining nutritional values.
Problem with canning is it's like very salty, so you get a lot of sodium if you get canned vegetables, which is why we just eat fresh vegetables. Like,
Which is good for me, like to retain water.
Yeah.
Since I drink so much.
like frozen vegetables at Aldi's are probably the same ones that are the frozen vegetables at Meijer.
I need you to turn your level of enthusiasm up just a quarter point, Aaron.
I've given all my enthusiasm to the customers today.
Dude, I feel that on a spiritual level. I'm so tired. I can feel it in my bones.
Aaron is the most broken version of himself I've ever seen.
Jeremiah is here. I'm on my fourth meeting in a row, and I finish my meeting, and I literally finish, and I go, that guy's not buying shit. After 40 minutes of going through this guy, and I could tell he's like, I like my old phone system. I'm like, then why are we on this call? And it was just one of those.
The guy says, I like it when I turn it and it goes click, 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 click.
More or less, like he's like, I like fiddling, and it's like
it's art. It's art.
I like to be able to press the button on top and hang up on them.
But do you guys have like a Salesforce number that you have to log in that you did so many calls to pitch certain products?
Those metrics are bullshit.
If I was in that kind of sales, I would just off myself.
I get a lot of that. At Bob and Tom, like a lot of people will hit us up and hey, we'd love to pitch you our product, just because they have to do so many pitches.
And I've never understood, like, I've led sales teams and I've never understood that approach.
Just
like
numbers game stuff.
What the fuck? Like that's not how life is. Like, yeah, you can shoot your shot a number of times and other people are going to say yes, but like just to get like the incentive structure should not be the act itself. The act is the means to obtain the incentive.
So Salesforce is your Aldi.
I hate Salesforce. It's the bane of my existence. I hate when
Jesse
I turn
Riddle,
more
we do love you, buddy.
into a numbers inputter and like a data entry. Like that's just not my. I've never liked that kind of approach to things. Yeah.
Data's awesome, but like if you're not directing your approach, you're wasting your time.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. I understand the need for Salesforce. I hate when that's the only thing that matters.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like when that's the only thing that people care about is like.
In my day job, we use Salesforce, and that's how we keep score. But it doesn't direct my day.
We have a CRM. Yeah. We have our own.
Homegrown.
This is sales talk, everybody.
Our own CRM, and then we use Power BI by Microsoft. Pretty powerful. Lots of data.
So
I believe, I believe in God. I put my trust in God. Everyone else needs to bring data.
You applying that to Tinder, buddy?
This is a Tinder interview. This is a Tinder interview. He's just here to swipe right.
So you want to hear
this is a Tindervention.
True story. So I had an employee. I had an employee who he would literally run out of Tinder swipes. So what he would do is he would set his alarm to like remind him when it would be up again. Swipes. What are we pointing at?
Spangle has gone live
while we're
in
here.
Boredom, talking about Nancy Pelosi and her trip to Taiwan.
One of my pre-scheduled.
Spangle has just done a fake live counter-programming himself.
I was trying to figure out I was like, well, how did Spangle go live 6 minutes ago? It pops up on my feed.
It was an oversight of mine that I would be live here and blow the mystery that I don't actually do my show live.
Just don't even like take down the fourth wall.
Wait,
just
you
like
can
rip
do
it
that?
down.
Yeah, StreamYard. Yeah, so you can pre-record the interview.
Yeah.
So like you can do an interview at like 3 p.m.
Yeah.
And then run it later at like 8.
You're stealing David Letterman's shtick.
How?
StreamYard. It allows
I
you to
have it, though.
Pre-recorded broadcasts. Yeah, I'll
You guys show me that.
Yeah. No, it's great.
575 episodes.
Yeah.
Dude, I am such a technological boomer, and I sell it. I hate myself.
Aaron, read us your Tinder bio. Let's hear it.
Well, do you want me to actually?
Yeah, I want to plug your phone. Let's see what it says.
All right.
And I want to see your picture.
Actually, I want you to hand it to Zach so you can't edit it. I want Zach to read it.
No, we want to see the pictures. You need to. I ate Aldi's food, and I feel like I'm going to throw up. I mean, this cookie butter hummus is one of the worst things.
No, you are so dramatic.
That's the truth.
It just says simple. It's very simple. It says I'm allergic to latex, penicillin, and I have a vasectomy. Let's fucking go.
Is that really your bio?
Yes.
That's what he told us. I think he told us that in the month of May.
Does that work for you?
Yes. No.
Oh, it's working.
I'll hold it. I won't let him touch it.
I'm allergic to latex.
That's what she said.
I am, though. Nothing's a lie. It's all true. I'm not a liar.
I know you're not a liar. You're just going to die of syphilis.
No, there's other
monkeypox
protection.
Yeah, have you heard of monkeypox?
Yeah.
Have you seen what it does?
If I die, I die.
There's something about monkeypox.
Chris Farley approach to life.
Helismo, yes. What did you say, Jer?
There's something about monkeypox they're not saying out loud because it's not.
That's all monkey business.
No, it's not PC.
You guys had monkey bread?
I have had monkey
Yes.
bread, Aaron. Thanks you for bringing up this topic of discussion.
Imagine being naked, eating monkey
This is
bread,
why he was only on wall 3 times.
contracting monkeypox.
You are attracting monkeypox
No,
While eating
contracting.
monkey bread.
contracting.
Contracting.
Playing monkeys in a barrel.
It's a matter of okay. I think that was racist. I think it's a matter of what clubs you go to.
Now calm down, Matt Walsh. Let's chill out.
What is a woman?
Chris, did you meet a vice presidential candidate over the weekend?
Did I? Yes, Spike Cohen.
How did it go?
Did he have his
I was
shirt on
thinking,
this time?
when did I meet my? Yeah, so I'm.
That's good.
Where was Bill Weld again? I've lost track.
I thought you were talking about Pence. I was like, I don't remember seeing him.
Was there
I saw his brother.
I feel like there's an
Pence's brother. Yeah,
They look alike.
He and
it
Diego
was
were really
weird.
hot
Yeah, I
dogs
was
on
like,
the
"What's Mike Pence doing here?" And I was like, "Oh no, he looks a little different." Yeah, I was driving home for lunch, and I drove past the Republican.
He's the Mike Pence you ordered
get-together.
on Wish.
Yeah, what isn't his name Greg?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's
He's
your
with
congressman.
Stephen Lynch. He's a stand-up comedian singer. He did a song called Craig Christ.
Craig
and
Christ,
he's the
yes.
brother of Christ. It's oh my god, it's great. Yeah, we'll have to look it up.
You like shitty comedy?
Yeah, I'm at
Oh, you
Craig
don't like Stephen
Park.
Lynch?
Huh?
You don't like Stephen Lynch?
Very hacky.
Jesus Christ, Aaron, could you possibly turn it up just a little bit? This shit is so depressing.
Stephen Lynch is a shitty comedian.
We're having a great time. Not really.
That's exactly how PJ at work talks.
If I wanted Jesse Riddle here, I would have brought him in.
That's exactly what he sounds like.
Very shitty. Terrible.
You've got more ailments than Jesse. I can't eat that. Yeah, I'm allergic to that.
Well, I can't act like I like you guys. So.
Well, you used to be annoying, but now I tolerate you. Is what he said to me at a party.
This is PJ.
Who did?
No,
Spangle?
Riddle.
Riddle.
Jason.
Yeah.
But no, he talks like that's how exactly like PJ Yinger, the art director for Bob and Tom talks. How are you today?
Speaking of Tinder,
Fine.
saw his daughter on there.
Did you
yesterday.
swipe right or left?
I swiped right, and then I said, I only date people who praise and worship Chris Spangle. And she never responded.
So you matched.
No, she never responded. Yeah.
So
never came
when you
up in hers.
if you swipe right, can you
I
even send a
super-
message now?
Well, if you super like, you can. So I wasted a super like.
Super like?
Yeah, they have a super like.
If you super
So-
like, you can send a message.
You can harass them
You only
directly.
get like 5 a month though, so
Yeah.
they know you like.
Unless
them.
you pay them, then they'll give you more super likes.
You can buy super likes. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're super desperate.
Dude,
piece of
I am
shit.
so glad I don't have to worry about this.
I got banned on Tinder.
What did you do to get banned on Tinder?
I was just playing around with it, and I downloaded like some side app that like messed with your Tinder, and I think that's why, because it was just like I like to play with stuff and see what happens.
Zach, could
but-
you download Tinder for me before the end of the show and just see if you can get banned?
He's
before we're
married.
off the air? I know.
No,
he's
no.
very happily married.
No way.
No,
No,
because
What's the worst that can happen?
no way.
Now they make
A
it.
lot.
Yeah, good,
Yeah.
good calls.
a
Zach.
former co-host
My
was
camper bed's not that
not
comfortable.
on Tinder and you know kept getting in trouble with their girlfriend because they were not on Tinder and the old profile just couldn't get deleted and I was like, okay, that's what happens. One of their girlfriends sees
Rhymes
it.
with Mercedes Benz.
I mean, I live in a small town, and I remember cruising abroad one time, and somebody's like, "Oh, Zach was cruising abroad with a girl in the car. I had nobody in the truck with me. Nobody. But
Right.
somebody saw something, and it's like you only got 6 degrees of separation.
It's
from
the
Kevin
fire you
Bacon.
can't put
in
out.
Henry County, you're like 2 degrees of separation from anybody else in this
so
entire.
what is it?
town.
1932. You're cruising with a broad.
Cruising Broad Street.
Oh, okay,
No,
What
It's the road out here.
are you
38.
on? Which ones are you on? Hinge or
all of them.
all of them?
All the fish of the sea.
You have the fishnets out. Trolling.
Wait, was that one called Hinge?
Hinge is apparently the
Hinge.
popular one now.
Hinge is good.
I hated it.
What
when I
is your
was-
highest? You're a metric guy.
Wait, what's
Wh-
the-
which app is the highest success rate for you?
It's a tie between Hinge and Bumble, to be honest.
Help me understand. So, what's the difference functionally between
Like
these?
Bumble, the girls have to message you first, so they feel like they're in control.
And then Hinge was like a big. You had to fill out a bunch of information, if I remember. What's Hinge?
I don't know about that, but it seems like the Hinge is like where you find someone that's like probably a little more serious about getting involved in
Okay.
an actual relationship.
Bumble, I did well on Bumble. Tinder, I never did well.
Tinder is like full of bots, and it's just like it's like if you went on Call of Duty from like, what is it, Modern Warfare, like, and try to play it now. You ever tried to? And it's
it's terrible.
Just people just like cheating, and like it's all glitchy and weird, and so it's
and on Tinder, like they put the fatter, uglier people who don't get swiped on a lot in the back, and I was in the back. So I didn't have any success on Tinder, but
you were backburnered.
I had some success on Match.
The gravy that's getting boiled down, they got forgotten.
Just sits there. I was the old chicken that they threw out at the end of the day at KFC.
I just joined Match like a couple days ago because they kept sending me emails. I'm like, what the hell? It's $19. Well, first I joined it for free, and then you can't see anyone that all these people liked you. And then it's like lies. Keeps getting those emails. Everyone likes you. And then you pay $20 to look, and it's like, oh my God.
And back in the day, like if you were on Match and then you got on Christian Mingle, or you got on like any of the
Farmers Only,
like it was always the same people.
Oh man,
so
that old jingle.
There's only 25,000 people in Newcastle, 18,000 people in Newcastle. It's not like the pool's going to get better on a different app.
I joined Black Farmers Only, and I've got a niche there.
What, you grow really good artichokes or what?
No, I do. I don't know. They like me.
You have, Aaron. You seem to have found a very specific Caribbean demographic.
One of them passed out on my date.
What?
Yeah. Well.
You got to tell the story.
Yeah.
You haven't told me this story, but I heard it's really good. This was a couple months ago, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I had just recently broke up with my long-term fiance. So, and
don't make it sad.
A little bit more excitement as you tell the story.
Tell
Aaron.
the funny part.
I just need you to be at 20% Brian Nichols.
Listen, this girl's really really good looking. She's from Zimbabwe. Very exciting.
That is not in the Caribbean.
I think I heard Cecil Rhodes over here say exotic. You know who Cecil Rhodes
I said
is? That was not a
exciting.
compliment.
I didn't say exotic. Anyways, she's like 2 hours late, of course, and
why? Of course,
because she's a lady.
Because girls are late to things.
Yes, that's why, not the other thing.
What?
So we're trying to keep your job here. Keep going.
There's lots of white people who live in Zimbabwe. Anyways, she shows up with a hospital bracelet on. Like,
what?
What is this about? She's like, I don't know. Something happened at work. I woke up in the hospital. I'm like, why are you here? She's like,
was it that day?
The same day. Yes, that's why she was late. But I decided to stay because I made friends. We were doing IndyCar trivia. I had a whole new group of friends. I'm like,
he was trying to replace us, Zach.
So you were hanging out at the bar and you made friends with other people.
Aaron has already moved
while you're waiting
from this relationship
for this lady
before
who shows up with a hospital.
No, I got stood up, and the bartender felt bad, and he's like, these guys introduced me to the people around me, and then we're doing IndyCar trivia. So I'm there for like 2 hours. Forget she's even coming. She comes in. She's being weird. She's got a hospital bracelet on. What the hell's going on? I don't know. But I'm like, whatever. I'm nice.
Yeah, but what the hell is going on? Because that's. Did you find out?
She was like, I don't know. I passed out at work. They don't know what's wrong with me. They released it from the hospital.
Brian, this story is nowhere close to being over.
Now I'm here. She's being rude to the wait staff, which is, I've met her before. She's never acted like this before. Acting strange.
She was like a really sweet girl.
Very sweet.
Very nice.
Beautiful woman. Just like sweet, nice.
And you kind of knew her before, right? It wasn't. Okay.
No, I've been friends with her for a long time.
Okay.
Known her for a long time. We both ended up single at the same time, decided to just go as friends and have dinner. She's being rude to the bartender. Drinks a couple like double Crown and Coke, or not Crown and Coke, just straight Crown. I was like, whoa. She weighs like 90 pounds. I'm like, what are you doing? And I'm going to go to the bathroom now. So she's like, where's it at? And I was like, back here to the left. She's like, kind of stumbles into the wall. She's gone for like 15, 20 minutes. I'm about to go check on her, see what's going on. As she comes out, I like stand up from the bar stool. She's walking out and like trips, falls, hits a table, knocks it over, spills everyone's drinks.
Oh my!
Passes out again for the second time of the day, I guess. They call an ambulance, clears the bar out. IndyCar trivia is ruined.
Ruined.
Yeah. It's all ruined. Like the DJ just starts packing his stuff
because
up.
No
one won.
Aaron's date showed up.
Yeah. So they're like, what year is it? She's like, I don't know. who's the president? She's like, George Bush.
That's what Joe Biden said. So.
Yeah, George Bush. And they're like, no.
Malarkey.
Then they like, who's this guy that's over here? He's been here for like 20 minutes. Like, who's this guy? It was like 20 minutes into it of her laying on the ground.
Yeah.
When it comes to, who's this guy? She's like, I've never met him before in my life. I don't know who that is. I was like, what?
Jeez.
That was one of my first dates after.
What? So what happened?
Yeah, what happened?
So they ended up like, they were like, listen, they gave her all these tests. Like, she's like, it's allergies. I can't breathe. And all this
That's
stuff.
not allergies.
They're
That's
like,
a stroke.
So like, no, we just gave you an allergy test. It's not allergies. You didn't have anything. Like, only thing you had was like a panic attack. You're having anxiety. You need to just come to, and we'll let you leave, but you can't drive home. Like, someone else is going to have to drive you home. I'm like, I'll get her an Uber. And she just would not behave. So they took her to the hospital and left me there.
Have you talked to her since?
She tried to call me when I was with Jeremiah at the race. And I was like, no, this is a sacred weekend. Leave me alone.
I want to know
So
what
you haven't found out what happened?
No, she was like,
Who has a story like this and has no payoff?
I was like, what happened? And she was like, I don't know. It's just like, I just woke up. My mom came pick me up. I don't know. I think I deserve a second chance. You know me from before. I don't know what happened. I was like, listen.
She needs to go to the doctor. That's what she
Yeah.
needs to do.
Like lots of
She doesn't need another date with you. She needs Dr.
a
House.
specialist, yeah.
lots of red flags here. Sorry. I got
These are
other
not red
options.
flags.
Yeah, unless you're we got a PhD at the end of your name.
Well, yeah. And then,
I
and then
feel
sit
like
down
these
at
are
the
not
bar.
red flags.
I sit
Like-
down at the bar after all that trauma, and I'm just like dumbfounded. And dumbass me is like, hey, man, I know I just had 2 beers earlier or something, but like I need another beer after that. Like, it's been a couple hours before I go home. And he's like, no, man, I think you should leave. And I was like, why? I was like, why? He's like, for your involvement. What just happened? I was like, my involvement?
Yeah, it's
What
not
did
your
I
fault.
do? What did I do? He's like, well, the girls in the back think maybe you gave her something.
Oh,
You
that's
put-
actually not a bad.
And I was like, now I see that, and I'm going to leave now.
yeah,
So I got out of there.
that's actually like a really like.
So I didn't date anyone for like a month after that.
You touched the stove and it was very hot.
Very hot stove.
I feel like you should give her a second chance.
Ouch. We're still friends.
But
You haven't talked to her.
You haven't talked to her and found out what happened.
And she,
Oh, yeah. She called back a few times.
Okay, but did you talk to her?
and then she
Yeah,
figured out
sure.
what
I was
happened.
like, listen.
No,
you know,
but like,
we
what
could
did
be
she
friends,
say
but,
about that night? I don't care about your dating status.
She's like, it's just, I don't know what happened. Like, let's just erase
never
that.
went to the doctor.
Act like it never happened. I was like, I can't.
All right.
well,
I can't. And I don't need
Something's not adding up here.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
what happened to her?
It's probably not you.
The Dikembe Mutombo finger that Spangle
I'm not
is
sure
waving
what's
over.
going on here.
I don't think
Is she a lizard
That
person?
what was
Like,
that
hey,
reference about? Listen, I don't know what happened.
I think
don't
if you're
care.
her friend, you should find out. Call her right now.
I have her number. No, I'm not.
Text her right now and ask, did you ever find out what, like, are you
okay?
Yeah. Like, I'm concerned about your well-being.
We can patch
To
her in
me-
on the show live
to
if
me,
you want Zach to dial
If I
her
did
up.
that was like 4 months ago. She would be like,
That
oh.
was not 4 months ago. That was like a month ago.
No,
maybe
it wasn't.
2.
No, it was like 4 months ago.
It was probably in June.
No, yeah, it was like.
No, yeah, that's very
early.
Midwestern.
Early.
Oh, my
early.
sense of
3
time's
months ago.
bad. I thought I just got a ticket in Nashville, and then I went to look today.
But I've had lots
to
of
get it
good.
excused. And they were
Listen,
like,
I've had lots of good dates since then. It
That was
just took
May.
me like 3 or 4 weeks to get over that and be like, okay, I can.
I
do
thought you
this.
were going to say another word.
Dates.
Yeah, dates.
Lots.
Many.
Many dates.
Very fruitful.
I'm the master of dates. I've had a lot of dates.
many are saying I am so good on dates. I'm the
Spangle,
best one they've ever
is
might
there
be the
anything
best.
else on this list that you feel passionate about covering today?
Oh,
Or do you wanna go to
I'd
the
like.
final
I
thought?
just want to.
I saw Spike Cohen too, by the way.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Well, I started to have this conversation, and then
I hosted an entire event down in where was I?
Jefferson.
Jefferson.
All right, let's
Spike
talk
Cohen
about it.
Spike Cohen came to town to support Indiana Libertarian Party candidates like
Thanks for
James
the
Seniak.
invite.
I'm going to push pause on everybody for just a moment to apologize to the audience for the absolute wandering nature of this show tonight.
Classic Wall.
We've had probably 4 to 5 very distinct segments. Now we're getting serious again for a minute.
Can we pause so I can get more beer?
Yes, go get some.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Spike,
Beer fridge is
I'm
open.
very angry that you didn't invite me, dude.
He doesn't.
It wasn't his event. I think
Yeah.
it was who was the event? Was it?
It was James Seniak for Senate.
Yeah, it was James. That's right. Yeah, it was the Roll It Back rally. It
Jeff
was,
Maurer.
Tanya Mills.
Moore, who's running for Secretary of State, Tanya Mills. Yeah, everybody, all the Indiana candidates, he came and did a spike the vote type deal. He had an event that you hosted on Saturday.
Yep.
Okay,
Saturday afternoon.
it was like a big rally.
Yeah. What was the place I was at? The big, it was like a fire hall or something.
I was not
Gymnasium.
there.
It was a gymnasium.
It's in
I
Jeffersonville.
was not invited. I was not involved.
Jefferson Gymnasium is some historic gymnasium there.
I'm going to say you were in Indiana, but just barely. You were in what we would say
I could
is
see Louisville.
Louisville.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Say it again.
Say it. Wait, what was that?
Louisville.
Louisville.
Louisville. The least amount of enunciation, the better. Louisville.
Gotcha. Louisville.
Louisville.
Yeah, just pretend I had a stroke. Gotcha. Louisville. Gotcha.
Yeah, and I was supposed to go to a fundraiser Friday night, but I just couldn't take my kid. It just wasn't going to work. And so I'm sitting at the park, Craig Park in Greenwood. My stepdaughter and I are like just playing, and she's running around. And then I see a guy with a yard sign walking up to me, and it's Spike Cohn. And Spike had, because he didn't see me Friday, was like, well, I couldn't leave town without seeing you, and I'm on my way to the airport, so I wanted to come by and say hi. And we sat and chatted for a little bit and chit chat. I thought it was super sweet of him to like come and track me down and say hello, and it was very, very nice. We talked a little bit inside baseball. We talked a little bit about what we've got going on in our life, and then he went off to the airport, and Eleanor threw dirt at both of us and got him filthy with
Before he got on the
playground
plane.
dirt. Yeah.
Was it so bad?
Get scrubbed by TSA.
Was it so bad he had to take his shirt off again?
No, that was James Weeks.
No, he did it too.
Oh, he did?
Like the day after becoming vice president.
Oh, that's right.
Unforgivable. The one
Nipplegate.
thing libertarian candidates should not be doing.
Well, that's not like James Weeks is like child's play now. Like, look at New Hampshire's Twitter. It's the same thing.
Chris has a very anti-Semitic toddler
What?
throwing dirt.
Spike's Jewish.
You have killed Zach.
What? Zach, the producer, almost fell backwards in his chair.
Her first word was heeb.
Stop.
Brian, tell me about your weekend of emceeing, please, God.
Oh, it was great. I
told you not to
got
invite him.
hang out with James Seniak, Tanya Mills, who did a cartwheel in like high heels. It was impressive. Jeff Moore, he had to sneak out though because he had an event he had to go run to speak to, and then Spike. It was great though. A lot of libertarians were there. Our good friend Christy Avery was there on her birthday. It was great. Got to sing happy birthday to Christy. But yeah, we got to raise a lot of people awareness to the campaigns, get some money, all that fun stuff. Awesome. It was great. It was great. Thanks for asking.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
You don't even have Indiana license plates, but you're being.
That's not my fault. No, I'm gonna nip that narrative in the bud right there. I do
Once
not.
again, no personal responsibility. You've been here since February. The state says you have 30 days to get your plates on your
You're
car.
right.
Man.
Actually, you know what? They just got our ones for the one car today. And then the other ones, though, still Harrisburg has not.
Our neighbor is ready to have you towed because this guy from Pennsylvania has been parking in the
not just
parking lot for
neighbor,
6 months.
but the prosecutor.
No.
Oh.
No, he did not win that election.
Oh, shoot. Sorry. Oops. Now I'm definitely going to get towed. No, I park over here now.
But if you need a defense attorney, he can help you out.
Okay, cool.
I just never renew my plates. I have the money, but honestly, fuck them. So I just don't.
I don't go to Aldi. Also, I won't renew my plates.
But it's the government. I'll get around to it whenever I have time and I have the money and I feel like it. And none of those three things ever happen. So I'm in Nashville in June.
See, in Philly, they'd tow you.
Ask about my trip to Mid-Ohio.
Yeah. And so I'm driving in Nashville in June and I get tickets and they're like, oh, well, if you just re-register, then send us the thing. And then so like I went to do that today. I was like, well, here's my registration. I'm like, sir, that was in June. You should have done that in July. You owe us $500. I was like, oh,
what?
Man. Yeah.
What kind of penalties are you paying?
3 different tickets at $195 each.
Ooh.
Not having the registration in the car, not driving a non-registered plate, and some other dumb thing that was not.
You're a total sovereign citizen.
I turned sovereign citizen.
You were Nashville, Tennessee, or Nashville, Indiana?
Tennessee.
Just like pure apathy.
You're worse at it than I am. I keep my title in my car unsigned, or in my truck, and I just bought this truck. So at any point in time, if I get pulled over, I just bought it. That's the name of the truck. I just bought it. So I got no insurance, no plates, but I just bought it because I got the title laying in the seat.
I have that same thing. I've never gone. I bought my car in February of 2020.
Just bought it,
and I've never gone to update any of the titles.
I'm actually going to the B&V tomorrow.
So the registration is like my old car still.
Don't you give me shit about my cars
fuck
ever
them.
again.
That's why.
Look at me.
I'm appalled for every one of you.
Fuck them. That's why.
Yeah.
This is where the true libertarianism is coming from Spangle.
Yeah.
Hey,
And
don't you know?
your fishing license?
Don't
you
you
can
know
suck
that?
this.
Don't
This is my
you know
fishing
that you need to
license.
pay your wheel tax to build the roads that you bitch
I
about?
could give a fuck.
My
You
barber
bitch about
has
these
no
roads,
license.
but you just free rider over here.
Well, I build Nashville roads for $500 because I wanted hot chicken on the way to see Miss Pat. It's ridiculous.
I'm not
That's
paying.
what I call the stupid tax, Jeremiah.
Yeah. I can't believe
You could afford
pay for your
groceries
license plates.
and license plates if you shopped at Aldi.
Ridiculous.
This is going to be played in court.
They're anti-Semitic.
If this was in Wayne County, we could have helped you fix it with Judge Susan. But in Tennessee, you're just SOL.
No.
You need to call his number one salesman up who's got the Tennessee connection.
Have you ever been to Party Foul in Nashville? It was worth the $500 fine. I love Party Foul. It's so good.
How did this occur? Was it a moving violation?
No, technically no, which is why I could have gotten out of it had I actually been on the ball with it.
So your car was parked and you got it was in storage?
The way that their law works is that because it was a license plate issue, it was not a moving violation, so it wouldn't count points on your license or whatever. It's just a way for them to raise $500 from somebody because they're lazy.
I feel like if you drive a Chrysler product that's older than 5 years old, that you're victim to.
Well, I have a
crime.
Chevy Malibu, you classist asshole.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
I thought you had a 200.
No, that died. The transmission went on that at like 108,000 miles.
I remember hearing the episode where your transmission was going out.
Yeah.
And that was a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I know that we're in a Chrysler town. I know that it was formerly Newcastle Chrysler High School.
Yeah.
But there are some serious powertrain issues with Mopar transmission.
I owed like $3,700 on that, and the transmission to fix was like $4,200. I was like, no, the car is not worth what the
Well, you do think like a poor person.
All those episodes with Maya, now you're turning against the trans community.
You shut up. You're so stupid.
So
Apologize, please.
So you think the value of the car is what you owe on it? I'm going to dial up Remzo. How much you owe on it is what the car's worth.
the value of the car at that point with no transmission was less than what I owed on it.
But if you had fixed the car,
You know what the car was worth to me? $3,700.
It was a pretty nice looking car.
It had 4 new wheels.
It did.
Yeah.
That was the car that got the wheel stolen because it was an S package.
Yeah, you had the
So it was
fancy
nice.
wheels on that.
Now my
200.
wheels are all marked up because I have a wife, so no one's stealing them.
Wow. Throw Reagan under the
right.
bus. That's rough.
You should see the scrapings on the wheels. It's unreal.
I thought she was a psycho and like chalked them so
No,
she
no,
could
no,
tell
no,
if you
no.
left the driving way or not.
Goes out, feels the hood of the car, make sure it's not warm.
At the curb.
You've been out shopping at Meijer again, haven't you, Christopher?
I went that way. I didn't know you were a misogynist, anti-Semitic.
You've said more offensive things tonight. This is not We Are Libertarians. What are you doing?
Oh, this is a simulcast. We're definitely putting this in Brian's feed, whether he wants it or not.
Happy Friday, folks.
See, I get to
Brian,
sneak on
you've earned
once
the
a
day
year.
off tomorrow, buddy. Your listeners have to deal with this.
Okay.
Last time Steve Horowitz had to deal with me. God rest his soul.
Move along.
Okay, so final thoughts. Aaron, what are we promoting tonight? Do you need anything? Are you hiring employees in this down economy?
I'm not talking about where I work at here.
You're wearing their hat.
It's Indiana Foundation.
Yeah. I work at the University Foundation. So,
How's Hunter doing?
Down in Bloomington.
yes, no.
Have you found her yet?
Who? We're not talking about that.
He asked you a question.
How's Hunter doing?
You know, Hunter's doing all right. He's cruising around in a nice Mercedes ever since he was on the Boss Hog of Liberty.
The day he came on the show, he bought a new car.
I pull up and what was
Hunter Tuck. I don't even know what he goes by.
yeah.
He's living it up. Tonight they're beating Ball
is this?
State.
But part of his character, Aaron brought a coworker and a friend of his to Mid Ohio, and it was an absolute experience to meet this kid from Tennessee, Hunter. And one of the parts of Hunter's mystique is that he had a very good month in June, but was driving an absolute beater of a car.
It was terrible.
And so that was going to be part of the thing we talked about. And then he shows up to do the Boss Hog like a month or so ago. And I pull up and he's in a white on white Mercedes Benz.
A brand new one.
Brand new, just bought.
Slick.
And I was like, well, there goes that part.
That money will last forever mentality.
Yeah. Well, he's from Tennessee. Mountains. Very Appalachian.
He had a great weekend in Mid-Ohio. He got to meet
He met everyone.
Joseph Newgarden. Yeah, he met
Hunter
everybody.
is episode 261. If you guys are big,
Hunter was our lucky charm. Like we met more people than Joey Molinaro, and Joey was so mad. So
yeah, Joey was having the grumpy day.
Rest in peace, Joey.
we were just like walking around, and like celebrities were walking up and asking Hunter who he was, and inviting us to their tents so we can go back and eat, at the Ed Carpenter tent and stuff. Like what is going on?
It's been great. Hunter is coming on our family vacation that Aaron is also coming to in February.
Taking applications for roommate.
You do have an open spot.
Yes. Right now it's just booked.
The Zimbabwe girl is not available?
No, she is, but she's not coming.
Oh, that's too bad.
I say give her another shot.
Yeah.
There's too many.
It sounds like she had a medical episode.
Yeah.
Why don't you
shouldn't judge her because you have polyps.
Why don't you bring Dear Leader with you? He's not going to drink any alcohol.
Queen bed.
He won't. They'll split the beds for you. He won't embarrass you.
To what?
On his romantic week on the high seas.
Get some Dramamine.
We're going to the Mexican Riviera.
Cruise?
Yeah.
Oh God, no. That's a floating E. coli.
You survived COVID. How bad?
You're going to get stranded on a frickin' boat. You're going to be pooping your brains out. Do not go on a cruise.
Bring 40 gallons of water like you did when you went to Puerto Rico.
I would never go on a cruise.
Cruises are scary.
Taking applications.
You get stuck on one of those
It's a very
things.
luxurious room. We have I believe there's a fireplace in there.
Do you have you selected a guest?
He's taking applications for the job.
Taking applications. And,
What's on the application?
Start sending photographs in and maybe a brief narrative.
Why don't you take one of your sons?
One of my sons.
Yeah, why don't you bond with one of your children?
They have to go to school in February. So,
No, they really don't.
yeah.
They're not learning
I'm taking
anything.
them on a cruise for spring break. So,
Okay.
yeah.
You're
No,
going
this-
on 2 cruises next year?
He does very well.
Wow.
maybe more than 2. I don't know.
I haven't ever been on a cruise.
I may just live on a cruise boat next year.
Get your sea legs.
Honestly.
Go full Benny. Have a rose in your mouth.
Yeah, just the whole time. Just shirtless with the dog tags on.
Just drinking beer, sitting on the boat, talking to young ladies.
Brian, it's the greatest value.
Did I tell you, ladies, I live on
really
this
is.
boat?
It really is.
It's going to be great.
All right, so nothing to promote though, other than that you are taking applications. So
Yeah, just for the Norwegian Mexican Riviera cruise. I don't know. What is
Beautiful,
it?
luxurious
You know
Los
more than I do
Angeles.
about it.
Galt.
What is it? A 6-7 day cruise?
7 days,
7 days.
4 ports.
4 ports.
Yeah.
Maybe more if you're lucky. We'll see.
I hate you.
Who knows? But it's going to be fun either way. I may end up just by myself and trying to find love on the cruise ship.
There are singles.
I was named after Robert Blake on the Love Boat. My middle name. My middle name's Blake from Robert Blake on the Love Boat.
This is your calling.
You need to have business cards made up that just says Aaron.
Do you have hillbillies in New York?
Oh my God, yeah.
I think
For our
that's
part, yes. For St. Lawrence
upstate
County,
New York.
yeah.
That's all we are. Is hillbillies, yeah.
So my dad wanted to name me Elvis, but he settled for his middle name, Aaron. And my mom wanted to name me Blake, so he won Aaron Blake. So,
Your biological or your stepdad?
yeah, Benny.
Benny.
Oh, Benny. He wanted to name me Elvis. He loves Elvis.
Benny Angel. Look him up on Facebook. It's quite the truth.
He's got 6 profiles. So
He's always got a rose in his mouth.
you never know which one he's active on. It's a surprise every time.
That sounds a lot like you, father like son. Thank you for making the drive out here.
No, I mean, I was hoping to burst in mid-show, be chaotic.
Spangle over here was running late.
He was late, so I walked in right on time.
It's very sad.
It was very
I wasn't
sad.
late at all.
I was hoping for the effect, mid-show. You're talking about canals.
If anything was late as my pizza.
Maybe he's talking
Yes,
about
it was his pizza that was late.
1851 canals, and then I walk in like talking about tender and shit. Like
This has quite
Spangle's
quite
going to
the
get
show.
pissed. He's going to get pissed.
I'm not mad. This isn't my show.
We were trying to get some effect out of it. But
see, this is old. This is what the show used. This is what We Are Libertarians used to be.
We need to wrap this up so we can record 3 more tonight, so that we can.
I'll die. No. I'm struggling as it is. Please, no.
I'm down. I'll sleep here.
Brian was genuinely.
Brian's like, no way.
I don't think you understand.
I cannot.
We're doing a dating app podcast after this.
4:30 a.m. was a long time ago.
Zachary, what do you got for me? Anything?
Oh, no, not really. I'll congratulate Joey on. He's a dad now.
Yeah,
he became a dad a couple days ago. Congratulations, Joey, and good job to Riley because she did all the work this week. Up until
beautiful baby.
Now they're both hustling and wishing they could get more sleep. But
he was extremely excited. He texted me the day it happened, and then the next day I finally got some pictures of the baby. I asked him when he sent the pictures. I said, "Are you guys home yet?" And he said, "No, but I was like, because I thought they only kept you like for a day. I don't know how this works." And he said they were making them stay at least 2 days. That's the thing when you go to a very wealthy hospital in Indianapolis.
We stayed for a couple days. It depends on what's going on. I think some places are getting a little bit better. And it's almost bad though because you get used to having nurses. Both of my kids, we were in there for like 4 days. Like all my kids were born on Tuesdays and we came home on Saturdays. And man, you get home after having a nurse around 24 hours a day for 3 or 4 days. And that first night at home, we thought we might kill each other. You're so exhausted. You don't know what to do. But
he was concerned about getting home in time to watch kickoff for this Purdue football. So
they got home today. I saw that while we were actually eating pizza. I saw they were home. So congrats to him. And other than that, everybody enjoy your holiday weekend.
Oh yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
I literally forgot.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
Be Ryan.
Howdy.
Well, this is going to be the last show of the night. You'll be okay.
Oh, okay, cool.
We can see the end of the tunnel.
Me too. me too. Thank you. It was fun to be on. I guess just my show. Promote that Brian Nichols show. Also, I do stuff in the business technology world. So cybersecurity, unified communications is where I help small business owners, medium-sized business owners as well. So if anybody's ever looking for help there, please give me a shout. But other than that, no, that's all I really have.
Very good. Christopher.
Please go to WeareLibertarians.com. Follow all the shows on the network. Chris Spangle Show is my show, The Pat Down, History of Modern Politics, all that good stuff. Please follow that stuff.
All right. I will thank the audience. Patreon has been really fun, and we try to provide some extra content out there. So if you're still listening at this point, you belong in the Patreon as well. You get the extra. So if you've made it to this part of the show, this is what we do in Patreon every time. There's a little teaser out there. If you join the Patreon, there might be a fantasy football league that we're going to bully Spangle into playing in. Maybe. We don't know. Possibly. We're advertising it, but he's going to flake out.
Oh, don't hit me. I don't want
peer
Brian,
pressure.
I don't want Brian bullying me. He's like twice my size.
We have to do a celebrity cook-off with Spangle.
You're going to put that one together. The Aldi versus the...
And we have to do a shoot-off because I don't think Chris has ever shot a gun before.
You never shot a gun before?
I have, yeah. Jason Doolittle came to town and took me to shoot guns at a place in Lawrence.
We need to do a
was
special
fun.
on it, though.
You are the activities director for the WAL Network.
That's
I'm
exactly
going
what we're
to
going
buy a minivan called the Activity Bus. The WAL Activity Bus.
Creepy.
I will thank every one of you for being a part of the show in the
Okay,
audience.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Special thanks to Aaron for making the drive out here. Brian for staying up way past his bedtime. And Dear Leader for...
Was it 9:13?
For following
Is it
through on his
really?
commitment.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's great.
Which is what, coming here?
Yes, for being here at all. Zach, you're the best
Love you, Zach.
off-camera
You're the man,
producer
Zach.
we could ever imagine. We'll see you guys next week, and I think we'll have Dakota.